Hello. Today I'm going to show you how to disassemble and reassemble the laser heads for the LaserPecker LX1 and LX1 Max. So on my left, this is a 20-watt blue laser head. On the right, this is a 2-watt IR laser head. So I'll start with the 20-watt blue laser. To disassemble and reassemble these laser heads, all you need is a suitable Allen key, or in my case, a hex driver. So firstly, let's remove this protective hood. On the side, there are 4 screws, and on the end, there are also 4 screws. They are of the same size, so it doesn't really matter which ones you remove first. I'm going to remove the side ones first for now. Note that after removing the side screws, the laser head becomes loose from the sleeve. Don't pull it out yet. Okay, so the end cover comes off. Pay attention to this little bump here. It is aligned with this rubber bump. The rubber bump here can come off like this. Keep it on the side, don't lose it. So you see this curved side to the right. If you have the bump facing you, this is aligned with this USB socket here with the curvy end to the right. Remember, this orientation is very important when you reassemble this laser head. This entire square sleeve basically is not holding the internals via anything else. There's no clip, nothing else once you remove the screws. So if you push gently from one end, either from this end where the USB socket is, or from this laser head end, you can push the internals out. Pay attention that if you push from this end, from the laser end, don't touch this lens. So I'm going to push from the heatsink end, just like that. So the first half you see here is the controller board with the fan, followed by, if you pull it gently, followed by the actual laser diode unit. This laser diode unit basically is a giant heatsink with 4 5-watt blue laser diodes embedded inside. There's no need to disassemble this whole part here, this whole block. If you see dusts accumulating, by all means clean it up with a brush. This is just a sleeve. Just keep it on the side. So we're going to remove this block from the left side. Basically, we just unplug all the connectors here, but do remember where these wires go. But these connectors, they're all in different sizes, so you can't really go wrong. One connector goes into one socket. So I forgot to mention these thick pair of red and black wires. This is the main power wire for the diodes. These colorful ones, this is the power for the fan. If we flip this over, these pair of thin black and red wires, these are for the red crosshair laser, for assisting you placing your object square to the laser head. So let's disconnect this. And lastly, this pair of black wires, this goes into this thermal sensor here. Okay, and that's it. This black bracket, I think this is aluminium. The PCBs are sandwiched together in these two slots here. So if you just give the bracket a little bit of force, pull it open slightly, you can take the PCBs out. Just like that, slide it out. Okay. These two PCBs are held together by these data pins. There are 4 on each side, so if you want to remove them from each other, be gentle, not to bend these pins. If they're dusty, by all means clean them up and then carefully put them back together like this. And finally, if the fan is dirty, clean it up. There's really no need to remove the fan from the bracket, but if you want to, just loosen these 4 screws and this fan will come off completely. Now let's put this back together. Pay attention to these 2 slots here. These 2 slots are not centered if you look carefully. So there's a wider side and narrower side. When we slide the PCBs back in, of course you want the PCB socket facing out, and then the PCB, the one with PCB socket, this one goes to the middle towards you. So let's slide it in like that, and it's back in place. Okay, it's back in place. Now let's connect the wires back. So I'm starting with the thick wires from the fan. Okay, that's it. Tuck the wires in as before. Note these little gaps here. These gaps are basically for the wires to go through this bracket, so the wires are not cut when you slide this whole block back into the metal sleeve. So these wires go in this gap. Okay, let me try to recall which way this goes. So I have the 4 screw holes facing up. 4 screw holes. That's a little slot. So the curved side of the USB socket should point that way, which means curved side point up, same way as the screw holes. So they go in together like this. Okay. So black wires for the thermal sensor, thin wires are for the red crosshair laser, and finally the thick power wires are for the diodes. Right, let's try to organize the wires. Okay, that look fine. Now we are going to slide them back into the sleeve. Okay, pay attention to the wires not to cut them as you push the internals back in. good. All right. I'm going to put the screws back in now. Back as one piece. Let's put this cover back on. There we go. All right, let's now work on the IR laser. It's very similar to the blue laser. It's slightly bigger, but the internals are pretty much the same. So same as before, with this little bump facing you, the curved side of the USB socket face right, and this rubber thingy can slide out. That's it. So again, we're going to slide out the internals. I think in this case it's easier if I push from this side. Yeah. Okay, it's coming out. Okay, different color, but pretty much the same structure. On the right, this is the actual laser unit. It's a giant heatsink with a red crosshair laser, and I think that is the actual IR laser. The wiring is a little messy here. I think it's because this is a very early test unit that was sent to me by LaserPecker. I believe the retail version of this laser head should have a much neater set of wires. So just keep that in mind. This is for your reference only. So okay, two set of wires connecting the laser block to the controller boards. Let's see. So let's unplug this tiny connector for the red laser. So these white wires connect two PCBs together. This is for the fan. And you can slide out this PCB. Okay, now before I forget, it came out like this. So again, these slots are not centered. So these capacitors face the narrower side of the bracket. Okay, I'll keep that in mind. So here, the wires are soldered onto this PCB from this laser block. Again, I think it's because this is a test unit. Let's separate the fan from it. Okay. The fan and bracket, this looks same as the 20-watt blue laser. So clean the fan as you will. There's not much to talk about here. So I can see some heat shrink tubes here connecting the wires. Yeah, this This definitely is because it's a test unit. I wouldn't expect wiring like this in the retail version. Anyway, this is for your reference only. Let's put this back together. So I'll start with this. Capacitors face the narrower end. Okay. Connect. Oh, wait. Wait. I'm wrong, sorry. Let's put these wires back in first. Tuck the wires in as before. Let me double check. So here it is. So here with the screw holes facing up, slot facing me, the curvy end of the socket face up, same direction as these 4 holes. And we are going to push this back into the sleeve. Okay, that's the 2-watt IR laser back in one piece. Let's put this hood back on. There we go.